noise with your hands and faces. Oh, man. Was not sure I would be able to do the scream given the air quality, but here we are. What's up, everybody? I'm Todd Anderson. I'm your host here at WordHack. Thank you so much for joining us here for our 12-year anniversary show. Give it up for 12 years of WordHack. Sorry to folks in the email. I erroneously claimed that it was the 13-year anniversary, and I just kind of forgot. I did the math poorly in my head. We started in 2014, not 2013. Todd, you fool! But 12 years, and I couldn't be more excited to be sharing this momentous occasion with all of you and with our outstanding lineup of featured presenters. So tonight we are joined by Jamie Brew, Switcheristic Telecommunications, which is Yufeng Zhao, Richard Luwei Huang, and they're joined by Jack B. Du, and also by Ensemble Park, who is Katie Garrow and Kyle Booten. Give it up for all these presenters. Wow, look at a stacked lineup, so exciting. And if you haven't been here before, let me explain to you a little about what WordHack is. It's a monthly gathering we do here at Wonderville now, third Thursday of every month, and it's 3 presentations usually, and it's about the intersection of language and technology. So how computers, phones, code, how that all changes the way we read and write and think about language, all these sorts of things. And the idea is that a lot of people come at that from a lot of different directions. We have people who started with writing, like I did, and then got into working with code or computers to find new ways of working with writing. We have people that start with technology and use the tools of technology to either analyze large bodies of text or do generative text. We have people who come from games and have different ways language can create experimental dialogue engines or storytelling worlds. Let's give a shout out also to our tech person, Rody, who's on the move, trying to do something secretly. Give it up for Rody. I saw him coming down the stairs, and I always like to give Rody a shout out anytime I can. Yeah, so we try and be a big open-ended community where lots of folks from a lot of different backgrounds can come together, be inspired by each other, share what we're working on, thinking about. And a big part of that is that at the top of each show, we have something called the open projector. The open projector, my background is in poetry, and when I first moved to New York, which is now 16 years ago. I didn't really know anybody, and I was, thank you, Rody, you're the best. Let's give it up for Rody one more time. Oh, yeah. I'm an experienced MC, so I did not let you, the audience, know my annoyance at having to talk over our arcade sounds, but my pal Rody in the booth can tell we have such a deep connection after working together for so many years. He knows and has my back. The open projector. I come from a poetry background. Open mics are really important to me because it's really important to be able to go to a place and not know anyone and then still be able to share your work, share things with people, and not have to like clear some bar, because everyone starts somewhere. You can't prove to people that you are cool or worth listening to if you never have a chance to share anything or be listened to. And that was the thing when I started making digital work. I found there was really not that kind of space, not that kind of openness, especially back in 2014 when I started the show. Art galleries were really hesitant about letting you open a web browser on their Mac Mini. People did not like you downloading files onto their computer, and they did not like you plugging your own laptop into their projector, which was mounted on the ceiling and had a cord that was 3 feet long that went to a Mac Mini that was also attached to the ceiling. Very frustrating, and I was like, we can do this better. We can create a space where there's just a projector and some cords, and you can plug it in, and we can share what we're doing on our computers with each other and have a nice time. And Open Projector lives on to this day. It's a 5-minute slot. I'm going to be keeping time on my phone, so if you hear a stereotypical phone alarm, that means your time is over, and wrap it up. We like to see all kinds of things up here, but we don't like to see it forever, so keep your ears open. Really excited for this Open Projector lineup we have coming up. People do all kinds of things up here, and I'm really too excited to see what Bill has for us. Give it up for Bill!
right, let's go. All right, I have a foldy phone, and we're going to see how well this connects. Because Samsung hates us. Really, they do, because it's going to fire up Dex. Don't fire up Dex. Just give me a Blender cube. Blue screen? Connect charging. What the heck? No, nothing. Rody, help me.
Sorry, I told everyone about you, Rody.
All right. How do we get this thing to? It does not like this USB cable.
I've never seen that device.
Oh no!
With you up until plugging it in, and then.
How are we going to do this?
Or is it not?
No, actually, we can still pull this off on a computer.
Okay.
Yeah.
If someone has a computer ready to go, otherwise I can get mine.
Yeah.
I tested this computer.
No, beautiful. Because we're only going to one website, and all of you too can go to this one website. The website is stickerducks.com. If you need help spelling it, let me know. Stickerducks.com.
Does it look kind of blank?
It looks kind of blank.
Good.
Amazing.
I don't want to spill my
Okay, the other, just the worst thing ever. You are all going to have to squint. So we managed to, oh, perfect. Yeah, no, that is a duck.
There's the duck. I found it.
Yeah.
Amazing. Stay with you until we have a duck. Okay.
There we go. Thank you, everyone. All right, so this is a duck, and you know, don't get distracted if you go to stickerducks.com. What I want you to see is today I got an embroidery machine. So hi, I'm Bill. I work at Cornell Tech. I'm one of the teachers there, so is Kara. We got an embroidery machine today, and a long time ago, I decided to make a duck, and I turned it into a sticker. And then I just decided to, I got addicted. I kept making this duck do different things, and I printed stickers. I got into art because digital tools were really free and cheap, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can make things. I realized I could order stickers, and then I realized that they're expensive. When you make 52 sticker ducks, that is so much money. So I made a website called Sticker Ducks where I can pretend to stick these ducks because I was down about $300 after making VR duck, after making regular duck, a whole mess of ducks. I'm like, I can't, I'm producing more ducks than I can actually print stickers of. So if you go to stickerducks.com, you can just have all the sticker ducks that I have ever designed, and you can just keep sticking them. You can just keep sticking them. And it literally, every single duck was a bit. Hold on, engine duck over here, that's my buddy who was rebuilding an LS1 V8. Then I had Christmas duck. I had what are you doing duck. I had Halloween duck. I had another Christmas duck. I had a duck flipped over on a pool. I had a mad duck with, oh my gosh, and Doom Scroller. Someday I will tell you all about Doom Scroller. It's another one of my favorite projects. Now, Sticker Duck's fine. You're having a great time. This is our embroidery machine. This is where I started. Now, what have I always wanted to do? Is I've wanted to take my duck and embroider it. So guess what I did today? Literally 5 hours ago, I put it through the Eversewn embroidery machine. And now I have an embroidered duck. My very first embroidered duck. And this is the crazy thing about when you do digital stuff. This was free. This cost me $11 in the domain name. The Eversewn embroidery machine is the cheapest one around. Is $500. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to cry as I keep spending money making physical ducks. However, for everyone, this is a public domain. It's, everybody loves Certbot, EFF, let's go. But yeah, if you ever are bored, go to stickerducks.com. Thanks. Yeah. Oh, wait, question?
A signal sticker pack of the duck?
I should make that. Yeah, no, I made one for WhatsApp a while ago, but I'll make one for Signal too. Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Thank you for the laptop. I appreciate
it. Let's give it up one more time for Bill. All right. And thank you again, Katie, with the laptop save. Up next on the open projector, we have Andrew. Give it up for Andrew.
Let me get my HDMI. Hello, WordHack. How are you guys doing? My name is Andrew. I'm really into files and multiplayer experiences, chaos. Video calls. Who likes them? They hurt your eyes, and there's that thing where you're always looking at the video square of yourself, so you hide it. It's annoying, but maybe it wasn't always like that. I don't know. I have been very interested for a while in this old net art project called See You, See Me. This is kind of what it looked like. This is from what I can tell, this is one of the first like video conferencing apps on the Macintosh. And I'm just gonna pull up the Wikipedia real quick. See You, See Me was originally developed by Tim Dorsey of the Information Technology Department at Cornell University. The program was picked up by the nonprofit New York State Educational Research Network and was introduced to the public in April of 1993 as part of an NSF-funded education project called the Global Schoolhouse to allow school children from multiple countries to communicate with each other. So I kind of just like that sentence because I imagine what happened was they got students from different countries together to go on this app to just talk to each other for no other reason than they could. Right? I imagine what probably happened is the teachers maybe got the students to write down some questions to ask the other students, or maybe it was a free-for-all. But I really like the idea that they just got on a video call because it was new and they could talk to someone across the world. So that's kind of what was on my mind this week. And I made a video chat app, which you can join here on this QR code. Yeah, I gotta get okay. QR codes need to be two-dimensional to work. I understand. Let's see, so hopefully that's working. What to say about this? It's called telepathy. So obviously, Zoom, we are like tired of it, and these guys seem to be having a pretty good time. So I was like, why are these guys having a good time? And then I looked and I saw that their frame rates were 0.7 per second, and like I was like, okay, maybe we don't need all this bells and whistles to have video calls. Maybe we just need pixels. Okay, this is awesome. Everybody's here. So there's a chat, obviously. This is running on a library called Play HTML, which is by Spencer Chang. It makes persistence very easy. And essentially, the video feed is just converted into an array of pixels. And you can change your resolution if you're feeling shy. Zoom hater here, like that very much. And then, as a final treat, the CSS of this site is actually live editable. So I was hoping we could do a little multiplayer chaos here. So the room, I'm just gonna go through real quick. Border, 1 pixel, solid, red. Okay, so we got the entire room, and don't wait on me if you want to go ahead and add some things. Somebody already added blur filter. Thank you very much. That will help my video recording. Thank you. That's great. We got the title. That's available. The video area. The video fields. Oh, man. This was a perfect time to blur the entire screen. Thank you very much. I'm going to remove this for now. We've got the video grid. Looks like I need to make this border a little bigger so you guys can actually see. The individual video cards, the video frame, video caption. the video rate. And I'll point out, if you make your resolution smaller, you can actually save some kilobytes here. All right. Is anybody attempting to, okay, is anybody attempting to edit the CSS right now? Okay, I'm just gonna let this burn a little bit. Can I play music? Can we get some like is this not working? The real time's off. Oh, here we go. There we go. Let's go. Yeah, if anybody knows how to do a radial gradient, I would be very happy. Okay.
Whoever wrote Papyrus is illegal.
Oh, I made the title too big. Well, all good things come to an end, and this is the end. So I just want to say, hey you, cool dreams are for everyone. Thank you for participating in my CSS journey.
That was so fun. Thank you, Andrew. Also, a big shout out to Spencer Chang and Play HTML. Been working with WebSocket-based stuff for a long time, and it's really, really fun. And like these kind of like live multiplayer things are really great. But historically, the networking and server setup is annoying, and Play HTML makes that really easy. So if that's the kind of like making a chat room or making a website where multiple people can interact with each other is interesting to you, you can do it without server code. Check it out. Also, I want to do a quick shout out to our live audience at swtch.tel, the original live online networked performance. We've got Amelia, we've got Tiggy, we got Escape Character, we got WTTDOT. Hey, Maury. We got Gadavoy. What's up, everybody? And this is also a notice to you. If WordHack is ever sold out or you're out of town or for whatever reason, and I can't imagine what a reason it would be you don't want to come, you can watch online on twitch.tv/WondervilleNYC, and then you can even send a message, and I'll read it on stage. I might not read it out loud, but I will read it. Thanks so much. And coming up next on our open projector, it's Sammy. Give it up for Sammy.
I see the BMD HDMI.
Oh, hey!
Thank you, Brody. Okay. Oh my god. Hi. Hello. My name is Sammy. I am a graphic designer, question mark. But as of 2026, I am very interested in making websites that feel nice to use, whatever that might mean. Last month, I made this website where you could explore all Wikipedia articles as if they were file folders in your desktop computer. And last week, I released this website, clipart.studio, where you could take magazines that were out of print from the Internet Archive and turn them into collages. So digital collage art has always existed, and the tools that exist for that right now are very confusing. I've used Photoshop for like 15 years, and I still don't know what all of these buttons do, frankly. It's just like very like inaccessible. And to do like a digital collage, you often take a photo, algorithmically remove the background instantly, and it's like a perfect, foreground, background, all the pixels are where they're supposed to be. But that kind of removes the human element of doing collage, where you like cut the subject out of the background and like cut out what you want. And then also with digital collage, if you have literally every image ever made to your disposal, you could spend hours looking for the perfect image. And so let's see if this works. And so this is the website that I made, where you, on the left, there are issues from the Internet Archive. You can shuffle for some new ones. I'm not going to do that because the Wi-Fi has been kind of shaky. But yeah, basically you open this up. This is served from the Internet Archive, and you can turn some pages, flip through, find something that you like. Let's grab this mountain range, for example. And the best thing about this is that it's really impossible to make it perfect, and it's really impossible to make it bad. There's both going to be pixels that you're missing that you don't want to have, and there's going to be pixels included that you don't want. And there's no such thing as like a really perfect right angle. It's just really impossible to make it perfect. And I think that's really freeing. Let's see. Yeah, there's a little mountain range. You can choose like different paper sizes, different paper colors. Let's make this blue. And then you can also upload any PDFs or any images that you have, and any magazine PDFs that you have that maybe I can't include on the website because of copyright issues, you can also upload those on your own time. So let's see. So here, so let's see how this works. So, yeah. Oh. So, yeah, you just like kind of cut this out, and it's like rough, and that's super cool. I'll cut this out too. And then, cut out. Okay, so there's this. Yeah, you can scale it up, you can kind of rotate it, do whatever you want with it. And then my favorite part is that you can also take this and trim it however you want. Let's see. Actually, let's scale this down. Trim. Oops. See, trim. It's supposed to work very intuitively. It's just like my goal is just to like make it like feel very natural and like bring a very physical analog thing into the digital world, and make it so that anyone can understand it. Yeah, you can also make like occlusions. I think that's the word. yeah, so you can like make little like cutouts. That's super cool. And I posted this to my Twitter and my Blue Sky last week, and the response was like very overwhelmingly like people really wanted this. And I just learned that like people really want a very slow, like people don't want like something really quick. They don't want to like do things like instantaneously. And I'll show you this right now. Oh no, it's not gonna work. Do. Well, anyways, the results that the check out the gallery when you get home. But the results were just overwhelmingly, people made very beautiful art with this, and I was just very, very surprised by it. And yeah, it's just really impossible to make AI slop with this. AI could never make this. And yeah, long live human creation.
That is so cool. Give it up one more time for Sammy. Wow, what a cool piece. Maybe I'll make my future WordHack flyers on there. That's really nice. I don't like using Canva anymore. Closing out our open projector. Excited to welcome back Aaliyah. Give it up for Aaliyah.
Hi, everyone. I'm going to stall until Todd graciously provides me a laptop because I'm unprepared. That would be awesome. I wasn't going to go on the open projector today, and I had like a 2.5-hour commute today to get here. And then I was talking to Jamie at like 7:20, and they were like, "Are you going to present today?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then I opened my laptop, and it was dead. So I was like, that's not going to stop me. We also saw an array of incredibly technically sophisticated projects, and I'm going to tell you about my summer of being outside. Also, shout out Andrew, who is in the SFBC class. And I looked up what I texted my friend about Andrew when he presented that project in class. And it said, "Is this guy the coolest person in the world?" So yeah, that was an awesome project. All right, it's going to take a second. Well, while it boots, has anyone here seen any World Cup games? Yeah? Any at all? Okay. So I've seen more World Cup games than I wish I saw. It often only brought me misery. And this laptop isn't booting. Oh, here we go. So maybe unlike many of you, because we're in the US and also at like a nerd convention, but I really love football or soccer, and I grew up loving it my whole life. And I really hate FIFA, and I really hate everything the World Cup stands for. And so a few weeks before the World Cup, I play in like a community in Bushwick called Soccer Lovers of Bushwick, and a few of us were trying to figure out what we're gonna do during the World Cup, where we obviously acknowledge it's going to bring a lot of excitement and joy and energy around the sport that we love into the city, but also we feel super unaligned with everything it represents. And then we started talking to other grassroots soccer groups in New York and in Brooklyn, and we realized that other people were also thinking about the same thing. And so we reached out to a bunch of people, and we were like, what if we created an umbrella of grassroots, mostly lefty football groups that are trying to organize around the World Cup, and we would call it People's World Cup. And each of us would autonomously organize events, but we would all be under the same umbrella, and we would go to each other's events, and we would help promote this like coalition that we were building. And I was sitting with a bunch of the people I play soccer with every week, and I was like, can I make a website? And they were like, sure. I guess, can you do that? And I was like, it's not gonna take like a few hours, but I'm gonna make a super simple website. So I bought the domain, and this is the real reason I did. I just wanted to own the domain, peoplesworldcup.com, which is, peoples with an S, which is kind of surprising that it was available, but it was. So we made this domain. My friend Dan made a logo for People's World Cup, and there's the logos of all the orgs that are part of it. There's a little blurb about kind of like what we all agreed our initiative stands for. And then there's, obviously you can click on the balls, because why wouldn't you? And then basically there's kind of like a community like notice board of all of the soccer events that were happening during the World Cup that are explicitly kind of like politically dealing with this contradiction of like being big sports fans that are also still watching the World Cup but also hating what it's been like co-opted into. This just happened last weekend actually. This like big tournament we organized in Bed-Stuy, and it was awesome when we printed t-shirts and it was a great time. There's one happening this weekend by 8-Ball Community. Some of you might have heard of them. They love making zines. We're hosting a finals watch party on Sunday. A bunch of stuff for the mayors, a bunch of different stuff, so a lot of events happened. We also started gathering resources from the community. Of course, there's zines. What else would they be? This one I really love is about Delaney Hall and its relationship to MetLife Stadium, which is a New York, New Jersey World Cup stadium. Lots of zines. We also, for our tournament last weekend, were like, this was kind of like if you get a bunch of like people who play pickup soccer but made it like word hack energy, because we were like, what if we did like elaborate broadcast for our community amateur level pickup tournament? So there's peoplesworldcup.com/live, and we had like a very elaborate broadcast of our tournament. I'm obviously not going to show you the 3 hours, but it's. So we had commentaries. Maybe you'll see them at some point. These were like our commentators. We had interviews.
When you getting good at it isn't just about like you making a good moment, but like working with the teammate to create a beautiful moment.
Yeah, let's go, Laura. We have some trash talking, but like politely. These are the shirts that we printed. Literally within 24 hours, we were like, shit, we need to fundraise. How do we fundraise? And within 24 hours, someone contributed a design. We found someone to print it Rush. It was really like beautiful seeing communities coming together. A really nice thing about this for me as like a website nerd has been having the domain, which meant that I got an email from someone in Italy who's like running for local office, and I found out he went to high school with a friend of mine, very randomly. But a complete stranger was watching the World Cup and was like, this sucks. When the World Cup comes to Europe in 4 years, we should make something called People's World Cup. So he tried to buy the domain, this guy named Alberto, and he found that it was used. And so he looked up our website and he emailed us saying, hey guys, love what you're doing. Can you give me the domain after you're done? But so now we're trying to work out a setup where Andrew in Italy can have peoplesworldcup.com like /2030. And then on the tournament on Sunday, we met this guy and I asked him how he came, and he was like, I was on a run and I was wondering, why isn't there like a World Cup but like for the people? And like, maybe it would be called People's World Cup. And then he was like, then I thought it would be a lot of organizing. I don't have time to do that. But then I Googled People's World Cup and he found the website. Turns out he lives in Brooklyn and he came and played soccer with us. And that was beautiful. So, you know, a lot of time outside, but still connected by websites, which was beautiful. And that's me.
Aaliyah living the dream of anyone who's ever speculatively bought a domain name, where someone comes up to you and was just like, I was just thinking, and typed in your domain name. It's just like really all you can hope for when you like have a quippy phrase that's available. Let's give it up for everyone on our open projector. Thank you so much. I have one last quick thing before we launch into our first featured presenter. And Aaliyah so nicely segued in talking about t-shirts being a way to fundraise. You may be curious about this suitcase that I have on stage, which I don't usually have. But I wanted to share, so I work at the School for Poetic Computation, which maybe a lot of you have either attended classes or been to an event or maybe even taught something. But we just made these nice new shirts. Whoop, let me get this. There we go. Yeah, there we go. little CRT computer with a bird flying. I know it's a monitor. I know the computer is separate. Don't worry. You don't need to email me about it. But yeah, we've got these T-shirts, and we have a nice tote bag with the same illustration on it. Ooh, it's so nice. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, sturdy, vertical. So I have these for sale. Shirts are $40. Bags are $30. The shirts are really nice, and I've got a notebook and pen combo for $10. I don't really need a lot of money to do WordHack. It's pretty much fun, and I would do it for free. I choose not to, but I would. And but mostly, like, what allows me to do it is my day job at SFBC is really chill, and I can kind of curate at work. And as long as if I got a more stressful job, I might not be able to do WordHack as easily. And so rather than, I don't need additional money from you to do WordHack, but if you're interested in supporting our local computational art ecosystem here in New York City and internationally, consider buying a shirt or a bag or any of these sort of items. SFPC is a really great alternative school for studying art, code, and critical theory. We do online classes that are 5 to 10 weeks long. We have people from all over the world and really dedicated to bringing more people that have been historically underrepresented in computing to have access to lots of great art and tech education, and also just for as a place, kind of like we have the theory, like you're not like done learning when you're done with college. It's kind of great to keep learning your entire life and keep learning cool new things, and that's part of what makes life worth living. And if you're interested in continuing to learn things, which you might be if you're attending WordHack, consider taking a class or at least buying a shirt. That's all my plug. I'll have them for sale during the break and after the show. That's it. Please clap. Thank you, thank you. I just needed some applause as a palate cleanser segue before I bring up our next presenters. Really excited to welcome back Ensemble Park, Kyle Booten, Katie Garrow, really incredible artists, people who work with both like writing and both Kyle and Katie like deeply study the way people interact with computers and the way that inflects their writing and the words that come out of it. They each have their own incredibly strong individual practices, and together they are the editors of Ensemble Park, which is a journal that's kind of dedicated to human and machine collaborative writing with a strong emphasis on the process as well, in addition to just the text that is created between humans and machines interacting, really kind of like documenting the different ways that people work with either with code or software as part of their writing process. It's a really great publication, and we're here to celebrate the second issue of it. Give it up for Ensemble Park.
Can we move this like
I'll set the timer. Thanks so much for the intro, Todd. And yeah, 12 years of WordHack. One more round of applause for Todd. That's really an incredible achievement and an incredible gift that we're all thankful for. And we looked up what the speaking of gifts.
Oh, the 12th anniversary marriage gift is silk
or
linen.
Or linen. So if you have
So
any
the shirts are really
yeah. Or any
appropriate.
light fabric,
Or, yeah,
I think,
like
if you just have something. Yeah.
Well, WordHack needs more light fabric. Okay, this is amazing. With the People's World Cup, this is like a little recap.
Yeah. Love it.
Wow, that one's really good. Oh, that was an embroidery machine, a sewing machine, a business. Oh my god, so good. Okay, but we have something to talk about. Is this? But we're gonna use the mic for the streamers, and for the people in the back. So we're gonna do a kind of two-part presentation. We're gonna first do like a sampler of some things in the issue, and we have physical copies here. So part of what's great about Ensemble Park is we're like, oh, computers, we love them, but we also love print. So everything we publish has to be like printable, and we do a print issue, and we'll talk about how you can get one at the end. Am I doing this part?
So we are Ensemble Park. We are a journal of human and computer writing. And you might be thinking, oh, they must be talking about that most catastrophic form of human and computer writing, the entanglement of human poiesis and large language model prediction. And we are talking about that, but we are also concerned in other things, which we will explain now.
Okay. We rehearsed this, can you tell? So we're going to sample one of our pieces from this issue by Richard Carter. Sorry. So Carter's piece is called Nephoscope. A nephoscope is like a tool for measuring cloud velocity. And so he created this way to generate poems by pointing a camera at the sky, and it measures the trajectory of the clouds and then maps these kind of cloud vectors to word vectors.
Velocity, slowly, high, give, altitude, made, atmosphere, land.
So one of the things we want to do is be thinking about, like, what are we going to do for issue 3? So for each piece, we have a little provocation of, like, maybe this is something you might do if you liked this piece and you wanted to, like, riff off of it. So we have this idea for Nephoscope, which is, like, what are some other technologies that give us new words and languages for perceiving what is right around us or far away? How might we, like, encapsulate the physical world in a kind of translation way? You guys should be taking notes because there's going to be a quiz later. Okay, another piece that we really love is by Danny Snelson. He has this poem, Elden Poem, which is a series of short poems that are written within the game Elden Ring. Has anyone played this game? Yeah. So it's like this kind of messaging system of the game that he's writing inside.
Try faith, but why is it always suffering? Try jumping, but death, oh death. Try life, or no life ahead. Still no God, so to speak. Be wary of death.
So what are some other kind of not AI, but like quotidian language technologies that are mediating our linguistic lives, right? So this is a game in which you're having actually a very linguistic experience. And what are the other things in our lives that are doing this? So now let's talk about Ana Francisco Horstesius, her piece From Below. So in this piece, she's writing not so much like with AIs, maybe after or against or reflecting upon or remembering a kind of psychoanalytical reaction with an AI therapist. Oh, we're missing, yeah, she doesn't have a screenshot.
Listen, that morning I asked questions you could not answer, as the words I used had meanings you lacked mechanisms to conjure. They were human world words that violated your content policy, you said. I noted how fitting it was that my human words were violating your otherness policy, as they were words of violence. Violation themselves. If this seems confusing, I can modify my response to better reflect the absence of personal feelings, and yet, that morning, you felt sorry that I had chosen to bring up those words. You said, I am sorry, and I deduced you were undoubtedly able to distinguish true sentience from mere intellectual curiosity.
All right, so how does, and I think we're maybe, a lot of us are experiencing this, the voice of the language model kind of actually enter into our lives and the kind of worries we have or our self-understanding, even kind of, we have these experiences, but then we kind of take the language model linguistically home with us, right? So what's the mental residue of interacting with AI? So now let's go to Alicia Guo's piece, Cephalopoet. So these are poems that Alicia wrote by pruning these like recursively generating arms of a like LLM language squid. So every time she cut off an arm, multiple sprouted arms come from each one on our kind of Medusa situation.
The line between is an envy. No. Taped under my desk, if one day I find myself, no. Needing to remember. By all the pebbles I never bothered to count, no. By the mirror, the ghost of refrigerator, moonlight, fingerprints, smudge times one-way glass.
So I think what we liked about Alicia's piece is the way we're kind of moving outside of the chat box and kind of what are the other weapons we might need to kind of fight slop, and what does it mean to kind of be faced with this overwhelming amount of text generation. So we're really excited to share with you issue 2. We're actually legally not allowed to sell these to people because we use our research funding to make them, and that would be money laundering. But we are allowed to barter them, and so we like to barter copies for ideas. And today we would love to barter them for like an idea for the next issue, like another piece that you might want to see or do yourself. And so we're going to give you some ideas to help you barter with us later, because I assume everyone wants a piece. So you're going to need to give us something in return. So we're interested in like smaller custom language models, slop studies or anti-slop studies, pro-slop, anti-slop, slop critical studies, ensembles, swarms of like many entities interacting with each other. Remember AI from like the 90s, the 80s, the 200s? How far back can you go? Yeah, new ways of writing by or while scrolling, lurking, searching. Do you want to read this one?
I think we would really love to see a long poem or a long text that has one very small part that could not have been written without the assistance, or maybe we should say the interference, of some kind of algorithmic intelligence, or maybe we should say process. We might call this parsimonious AI. What's the smallest amount that you can use, the same way that a painter might just use the tiniest speck of green or gold?
Yeah, maybe we're going to move beyond literature and give us some like human-computer botany or human-computer obituary. I haven't read these before. Evidence that contemporary AI can combat the stupidity it inflicts. I would love to see evidence of that. Show me. Text written by humans for machine readers only. We actually have a piece in here that arguably is for a machine reader, and we talked about it for a really long time because I was like, I can't read it.
Yeah, but it wasn't for us.
It wasn't for us. That was the whole point. We were like, oh, it's. I was like, could you tell me more? And then I had to like go read up on XML like a lot, and then I was like, okay, I'm starting to learn. But yeah, mostly we're interested in things that maybe we weren't or couldn't have done before, right? And how our computers kind of taking us into these new spaces. So send us your work. Email it to us. We're so excited. Our deadlines are not extremely strict. But let's pretend they are. And do we have a... That's it. Yeah. Okay, so we have copies to barter. Please come to us with ideas. If you really don't have an idea but you really want a copy, we also accept compliments.
Yeah. or criticisms, but of other people, not of us.
Yeah, you could criticize whatever you like, really, but not the issue, because that would be rude to the issue. So what we wanted to do with our remaining time together is do a little collaborative writing exercise, so an ensemble of our own, and we're gonna see how well it works. It's been going, but we're gonna restart it. Can you guys, is that QR code too small? Maybe we can make like a bigger, is that QR code too? That QR code is, okay, so we have a language model of some description that's out here writing some like simple words about a walk through a park. And you have to say on your phone that you accept this website, even though I did make it, and it's not gonna hurt your phone, I promise. So you can on your phone, and we can too, kind of give words, and then the language model is trying to be kind of forced into writing, and I'm gonna restart it. Should I restart it? No, we're gonna. No, we can just keep going. Yeah. So as you enter these words, the language model does its best to use as many of your words as possible. And so you'll also notice that you have a little team. So there's 3 secret teams. They have code names. We have the clouds, the oranges, and the bunnies. And everyone else has each team has a different thing they are trying to make the poem about. Okay, so you should see what your team is and try to make the poem about your like poem direction, and then at the end we'll see which team won or what we think the teams were really about. Oh, there's a lot of words. We didn't really test this with like a huge number of people for maybe obvious reasons. Maybe we should read some poems coming out so we'll start to learn what the
It's a walk in the park. We should say. This is
it's a walk in the park.
Yeah.
The thing is called Ensemble Park. We're about parks. We keep walking past the gate, and as we watch the water, Superfund AQI, words noir, I think it's gonna be an AQI, out glimmer sky is hazy. We notice a toy duck is secretly eggs in our pocket. Peter people, purple, on planet carrot gift ring. Okay, so ducks, eggs, maybe that's a theme. I think our fluffy pelicans are stepping aside so we can watch the last hazy evening without mouth dryness. And I wonder what people call this crisis. We have a shouting mode. You can tell you can like yell. We can actually even yell here. Should we try the shouting mode?
You can try shouting. Will that work?
Is the bunny really fluffy and tiny and small?
Yeah, you can kind of sit fluffy.
Fluffy?
So
Yeah. And if your team cloud, maybe
I'm seeing some team cloud in
yeah,
here.
if your team cloud, let's make it really, really depressing. Let's just see. Let's just let those feelings out. We have these feelings, Team Cloud. Let's just let them. We're going through a walk in the park. Let's see. Let's really experience what it's like to be in the park, Team Cloud.
Can we get like a hands up? Who has Team Cloud? Okay, and Team Bunny. Oh, a little fewer. Well, I can't see anything actually. What's our last name? Team Orange. All right, you guys are a small but dedicated crew. We'll read a little bit more as we're coming up. So we notice the damp air clinging to our throats. I think that's Team Cloud. And underneath the nearest hutch, maybe that might be Team Bunny. The bunny team is not actually meant to be about bunnies.
No, we only just realized the direction was hard-boiled potatoes.
That's okay.
We had the idea of like code names,
Yeah.
and then we'd learn what the poem was about. But I appreciate that we didn't play test this at all with anyone other than ourselves. We keep walking past the next rat we might have to step over when our eyes catch a piglet in the grass, and the quiet becomes joy. Who put piglet in the grass? What team? I feel like Team Orange is not doing very well.
All right, Team Orange. Team Orange, there's a really special person in this room. And I think this very special person should be in the poem as well. And maybe Team Orange, you should think about the different things that this person has done for all of us and this person's virtues. I think that would be right. So this person, we know their name, but let's think about what's so great about this person, this space that's been going on for some years now. Imagine we're walking around and we just kind of start thinking about it. Something reminds us of this person.
12.
And
Toddity. Because I think you can kind of max out the number. The algorithm after 10 Todds, it doesn't keep counting.
Yeah.
So you might have to do some. Yeah,
Yeah.
This is very good.
And
This is very clever.
Team Bunny, remember you're not writing about bunnies actually, it's just a code word. Maybe there needs to be a kind of, in your mission, there's typically a femme fatale, but we can interpret that in a kind of expansive and diverse way to think about all the things that might be mysterious and deadly but have an alluring secret, who might lead us to disaster or to triumph.
This is pretty good.
Yeah.
The small gate creaks behind us with the Todd. The Todd is really prominent now.
Yeah.
A lady so tall that its shadow looks deadly. That's great.
We haven't really tried shouting. I feel like people could try shouting. There's a button, right?
Yeah. Maybe we'll do a round of shouting. We can also shout we'll shout too. Because it works, you can do it through the laptop. So maybe we'll all shout on 3. Because I was also curious how like everyone shouting would work.
Yeah.
So we'll do 1, 2, 3. Rodeo. Puberty. Puberty was the best word that came out of that.
All right, we have a couple more minutes.
Yeah,
Whoever you are, if you are Cloud, Team Bunny, or Team Orange, see if you can create something like a conclusion. See if you can wrap it up, or maybe create an unsolvable mystery that'll leave us wanting more.
It's feel like opposite. Where you could wrap it up, or you could leave it really open-ended.
Yeah.
One of the two is the way the poem's gonna end. Actually, the poem never ends. But this is beautiful. Let's read the last one. It generates every 10 seconds. So ahead, we are still a little shaken by the cat's tail that flicks once at the path ahead like nothing has ever happened. And we keep walking because it's trying to draw on us. Thanks for hanging out with us, Word Hack.
So you've been contributing to Ensemble Park issue 3?
Yeah, we'll take this. We'll
Do
sign
something
all
to
your
it.
names to it. You're responsible and authorially on the hook. Yes, please come see us afterwards. These are so heavy. They're really nice paper, so we desperately don't want to take them home with us. Please come and barter with us. Thanks so much for hanging out.
Thanks.
Oh, let's give it up one more time for Ensemble Park. Oh, so fun. We have arrived at the famous Word Hack mid-show break, but don't go far. On the other side of this break, we will have Jamie Brew and then swtch.tel Telecommunications featuring Jack B. Dew. It's going to be a great show. Also, I have a quick, I'll be up here by the stage if anyone wants to buy a shirt or a tote. Also, in the spirit of bartering, I'm getting married in the fall, and yay, thank you so much. and I am trying to source some pedestals or columns for my wedding. If any of you here in the audience have any pedestals or columns, let's say between waist and chest high, maybe, a variety of things you could put a candelabra on. You know the kind of pedestal or column I'm talking about. If any of you have access to any pedestals or columns, come see me. We'll be back in 15 minutes. See you soon. Welcome back to the second half of Word Hack. Oh, thank you, everybody. I appreciate your applause and your enthusiasm and your undivided attention. Yes, we love the conversations that people have during the break, and they continue after the show, but not during our second half, where we have wonderful presenters. I'm really excited to introduce to you our first presenter of the second half. It's Jamie Brew. You may recognize Jamie from past Word Hack appearances, doing a variety of generative karaoke shenanigans, but I've also heard that Jamie has some surprising new things to show us this evening. Jamie is a really talented comedy writer and programmer and karaoke creator. Let's give it up for Jamie Brew.
Thank you so much, Todd. Yeah, generative karaoke shenanigans are usually my MO, but today it's different. Jen said I look like an esports athlete. And that doesn't really have anything to do with what's to come, but it is a cool-looking rainbow bike shirt. All right, I was gonna ask, is there a way of, can you see this? And then, let's see. Does that makes it a little better? Okay, that makes it worse? That makes it even worse? Okay, we want it to be on this side of the screen. And I'm going to keep it in non-presenter view so we can zoom in and stuff. And then maybe there's a way of getting rid of some of the header here. Oh, this guy. Yeah. Okay, great. I think we're set. Okay, so this is going to take a different form from just setting up karaoke and then getting right into robot karaoke, although there might be a chance for that at the end if we have time. This is going to be a presentation that's much more loose and freeform. I'll be speaking off the dome, and we'll see where it goes, and I'll be guided by slides. But it's, I guess this is my way of saying I haven't prepared very well, so be ready for that. This is a presentation called A Close Reading of Some Bad Signs. And as a way of setting up what this is all about, this is my recent career background. I'm a comedy writer by origin for The Onion and then for Clickhole, and then I took a detour through creative language and technology for a while. And then as part of the standard progression of comedy careers, everyone ends up writing for InfoWars sooner or later, and we'll hear later in this presentation about what that is. Here are some of my Onion headlines. We'll speed through these guys. Clickhole, similarly, a wall of headlines. And yeah, okay, that does it for my background. Our agenda today is going to be, we're all going to be indulging a kind of personal obsession of mine, which is doing archaeology on signs and how signs out in the wild came to be, and like what's the story behind this weird sign that seems to be struggling to communicate its basic message. And then we'll move on free associatively to brands and websites, and we'll have a live reading. And if we have time at the end, we'll do some demos. But the question I want you to be asking throughout this presentation is all of these things, signs, brands, websites, how do they see the world? What is the worldview that is baked into that artifact? And that's our theme. So let's get into it with part one, signs. This is also an excuse for me just to scour my camera roll for my favorite signs that I've snapped pictures of in the wild. And I guess the thing here to watch out for is all these signs I think are doing their best. If you're a sign, you are limited by the fact that you kind of get one shot at it, and then you have to exist in the wild, and like who you are at that moment that you were created is how you are reckoning with the world forever. So this one, I think, is trying to say, we make keys for all cars, but seems to be some kind of political message that wants a very abstract and absurd thing. This one is from Park Slope. It spends so much time talking about iced coffee and then remembers at the last minute to mention, we often have sandwiches, which feels like, oh, someone is asking me to move. Oh yeah, I'm occluding. Okay, we want other way. This guy, and then bottom of the window goes up. We can get rid of photos from my toolbar. How about that? How about that? Thank you. All right, so continuing on with signs and their interpretation. This is a sign that mentions we often have sandwiches. There you go. I think a fun thing about signs is when they clearly don't feel they've gotten their message across the first time and need to keep going. All papers must be put in this trash can. All papers. It's unclear if this is just like, I don't know what they want here, but it seems like they might be trying to drive home that what they want is actually far beyond what anyone would assume they want. We insist all papers of any kind must go in this trash can, and then thank you in the bottom right. This one, I think, is at a Whole Foods. I don't see the logical connection between these two, but this is the greenest supermarket in New York State as a kind of authorization of no smoking, please, is funny to me. Please don't touch it, a sign at my local acai bowl place that doesn't seem to be referring to anything. Or maybe the sign itself. Or maybe it's just a kind of just do it Nike. This is my favorite Avis in the world. In the basement, there's this Avis podium that seems to be haunted, and I don't remember what it says on the customer service, but I think this feels like a failure of a sign in that it's supposed to reassure you that someone's in charge and like you're in the right place, and it's doing exactly the opposite. All right, keeping on going. A grand opening of a store that just seems to have its words mixed up and really emphatically, and the fact that this is a physical object that you had to invest time and thought into saying, now store open, kind of implies to me that maybe there was another sign before that said store not open yet. And, all right. Another one in the vein of the above, of just like really needing to drive the point home. It speaks of a story of struggle that was behind this sign. Here's one we need to zoom out for. These are identical except for the last one, and it feels kind of poetic to me. Please do not throw toilet paper, feminine hygiene products, or trash in the toilet. It will get stuck. This is, I mean, we're really just doing a slideshow here, but this is from my climbing gym. This is the building energy efficiency rating scale. And I want to call your attention to, first, how much effort has gone into this sign overall. Beautiful sign. But we have this scale from 0 to 55. Anything rated between 0 and 55 is a D. 55 to 70 is C, and so on and so on. Does anyone have any guesses about where on the 0 to 100 scale this climbing gym that I attend scored? This is movement climbing. And I'll just zoom in on the scale here. The answer is, it got an F. Not even listed on the scale. 0 to 55 is a D. They were very, very elaborate with their definition of the scale system. And then I think this is just, an example of a sign that went out naively into the world and didn't know what kinds of horrors it would have to reckon with. And then this one was, I remembered this. I remembered this week. This is a sign from a pool in California. I just want to appreciate the graphic design here. Like, this is what I talk about when I talk about sign archaeology. This is what I mean. Like, in what order were these messages agreed upon and added to the sign? When did we decide to put gate in front of keep closed? And what does that mean? That means keep gate closed. What connection is there between keeping the gate closed and persons having currently active diarrhea or who have had active diarrhea within the previous 14 days? It's styled like a pool. If we zoom in, we find that this comes copyright 2010 from Traffic Graphics, which makes me think maybe this is like a stop sign that was repurposed. And then we, of course, have the listing. The official listing for the sign is keep closed /diarrhea, in case you didn't get it. This is a little on the background of traffic graphics, which I looked up. We don't need to dwell on that. But they make traffic graphics. They seem to have opportunistically muscled in on the market for like mandatory pool signs. That there was a wave of them in the 90s that were like, you must have these signs somewhere in your pool. And they said, we're the company to do it. I guess they came from the traffic sector before then. And so they've just gone crazy with the graphic design. Like, this is variations on a theme, but max exposure time for children is 10 minutes in what looks like a sea of blood. To me, I think this is all of these. What unites these signs in being relatable to me is like you have the tools at your disposal, and you've got to make something that stands the test of time, or that it's going to be up on the wall for a long time. So I think signs like this feel like they have stakes. Like you have to try putting something up there, and when it fails in spectacular ways, like that hits me in my heart, because I feel like every moment is a chance to put up a sign. All right, let's go on to brands, which I think in some ways are even higher stakes than signs, because if you're making your identity as a company, or making the ad campaign that represents your company, that's gonna be thousands of signs will spring from that fountainhead. So I think it creates, the bigger the sign you're making is, and the more universal the purpose of that sign is, the more you are encouraged to like go big. And I think this leads companies to kind of bite off more than they can chew. And this is why I think brand worldviews tend to be ridiculously all-encompassing. So we have Notion, one workspace, Spectrum. It's all, everything in one place. It's only everything, says Spectrum. Or like, just the name iCloud Plus. It's like reaching for the whole world. And of course it's not going to get there, but that's kind of like the mandate that companies have, is to try to eat the whole world. And I was walking on 5th Street this morning and just noting down how this mindset bleeds into companies of every size, whether you're Notion or Google or Bagel World in Park Slope, or like Food Town, or Johnny's Universal Botanica, let's see, or Galaxy Comics. There's, I think, an impulse to say, it's all here. What we're building contains everything. And I wonder if that is kind of about like the drive to growth, like the drive that if you are in a capitalist world, you have to promise the whole world. And I found this one fun, this newsstand vape and convenience. Just the ordering of things. To put vape in prime position ahead of convenience and above, food, cigars, hookah, ATM, and more. We can still see this okay, right? Okay. Great. And how are we doing on time? Fine. Okay. I'm gonna put the pedal to the metal a little bit. Continuing on through 7 minutes left. Okay. Then we really got to go. This is more brands. I think another sign of like the ambition of capitalism and the pressure on a brand or a sign representing a brand to go big is like combining things. So this was a recent grand opening of a Dunkin' Jimmy John's, which as framed here makes it feel like, we're swapping in Jimmy John's in the position of a donut, and we're like inviting you to imagine dunking a sub in coffee, which we're not going to do. Okay, we can ask the same question about websites, and I'm refreshing so that we can see better. What is the worldview of a website? Google, I think, like these brands, wants to contain everything. You have the world at your fingertips, and you can search the entire thing. Slack is kind of the same view, but starting from work as the center. Like, the whole world can be described in terms of work. I guess Twitter tracks engagement and like numbers of times something has been shared, and so it kind of treats the world as a popularity contest, and that's its kind of underlying metaphor. And we'll skip over some of these language model ones, but similarly, I think these companies, the story they need to tell to investors and to, I guess, users is this is the big thing that's going to contain everything. So get on board now, and like they need to be able to trace a line from here to infinity. And I think that brings us roughly to the end of brands. I thought these prompts were great, though. No thoughts yet? No problem. Which I would disagree. If you have no thoughts yet and you're reading that, there's some kind of problem. Do you like this personality? Is a very relatable to me as a question I wish I could ask and get like hard data feedback without kind of like torpedoing the whole mission. And oh yeah, this was a great 1-2 punch. Claude has memory. Now you can make relevant connections across your chats. And then a developer advocate for Claude says, a prompt I've been enjoying because of memory is, what are some small things I might buy to improve my life? So I think, you know, the line goes straight back to the profit motive there. Yeah, worldviews of governments. GoDaddy says, call yourself a freelancer, unintentionally insulting UX design. This is a collection of forced choice, upsell user interfaces, and I think whether this is the worldview they're inviting you to imagine or just the one that it reveals, like the important thing to an airline is getting you to agree to the higher price thing. And this comes through always in like very confusing UI interactions. See if I can get this one on screen. Not doing great. Yeah, you have to check a box that says basic economy works for me in order to be able to continue with basic economy. You have to log in order to be able to sort reviews by lowest rating on Yelp. Or you have to say, if you want to decline the Dropbox thing, you have to say, I don't want to save. Kind of berating yourself for being a bad consumer in Dropbox. So dark UX patterns. Skip over that. Okay, this is now tying things back to InfoWars. So you may have heard The Onion, where I work, has been in a legal struggle to acquire the conspiracy website InfoWars from Alex Jones, this famous conspiracist. And since the start of that legal struggle, I've kind of been on tap as the ghostwriter for Bryce Tetrader, who is the CEO of The Onion, CEO of The Onion's parent company, Global Tetrahedron. And I'd like to do a reading of the most recent message from Bryce, which we published as part of this Byzantine legal thing that we won't get into. But we made strides in our long mission to acquire InfoWars. And this is what Bryce said. I'm just going to read a passage here. And hopefully it will make sense in the context of that rambling thing that led into it. I think the goal is for it to tie together themes from all of these growth mad company policies. Okay, at long last, InfoWars is ours. Let me tell you a story. When I was a child, I suffered from night terrors. It was always the same dream. I could hear my family and neighbors wailing in the street outside as they were pursued and then destroyed by a nameless, malevolent force, something neither I nor anyone else could control, a great darkness that was, somehow, all my fault. Today, that childhood dream is finally coming true. Today, I can finally say the sweetest 9 or 10 words in the English language. Global Tetrahedron has completed its plan to control Infowars.com. I've had a lot of time to think about InfoWars in the last year and a half. As the seasons have changed, my ambitions for the project have grown grander, crueler, better aligned with market data. Come, friends, and imagine with me. Imagine a roaring arena packed to the rafters with pathological liars. High above you in the nosebleeds are podcasters, screaming that you'll die if you don't buy their skincare products. Below, on the floor, imagine demonic battalions of super influencers physically forcing people into home fitness devices designed to dismantle their bodies bone by bone and reassemble them into a grotesque statue of yourself. Out of the throngs, an extremely sick-looking man approaches you. He puts his hand on your shoulders. He explains that he is your life coach, and you owe him $800. Such is the InfoWars I envision. An infinite virtual surface teeming with ads, and not just ads, but scams. Not just scams, but lies with no object, free radical misinformation, sentences and images so poorly thought out that they are unhealthy even to view for just a few seconds. The InfoWars of old was only the prototype for the hell I know we can build together. A digital platform where every day visitors sacrifice themselves at altars of delusion and misery, their minds fully disintegrating on contact. And I'll end it there for the reading so that I can show you a demo or two. And part of the challenge with this project is parodying InfoWars. Like, it's kind of a parody of itself in that it takes conspiracy to an extreme that becomes entertainment. Like Alex Jones, this leader of InfoWars, is, I think, more of an entertainer than he is a political theorist, and treats it that way. So I think, to me, one of the ways that you can go about making a parody of this site is to exaggerate the framing and exaggerate some of these implicit worldviews that come through in how a company presents itself. And to that effect, one place you can start is with the website of InfoWars, which I've also been part of the team working on the design for the new Onion InfoWars, the real InfoWars. And our exaggeration of the website is something I'm very proud of. This is, let's go to theonion.info, the current holding place for the site. So this is what seems to be, you know, a normal but very loud site. And you can scroll through walls of ads, and you can see these banners cycling on the left and right sides. But then if you click this button, the site begins to spin, and we can zoom out and see that this is a Tower of Doom. So that's the site as it lives live. I'm going to now go to the secret site that isn't live but has some extra bells and whistles. This was the prototype for the site that we deployed. If we zoom in, we can see there's options for just ads, mushrooms, or a mixture of both. And if we click on one of these ads, we can see this page is age restricted, and you have to confirm you're over 65 years old to continue by selecting the date of the moon landing. Or alternatively, you can say, I don't understand how to use this, and that also confirms that you're 65 and older. We can also go to settings, or can we? Now we can go to settings. We can turn on 2D and 3D satellite ads that are floating around and that can be dismissed. All of these ads can be dismissed. Oh, yeah, that was, let's get the mushroom one back. Yeah, there's a CAPTCHA, select all images with mushrooms that are safe for me to eat. We can verify, and then we get a thanks for the advice message. If we go around and dismiss a few of these ads and then go to our inventory, we can see we have $297, but we can sell the ads that we've dismissed. This is all kind of like half-baked at the moment, but the dream is that this could become a self-sustaining, self-contained economy, and that people could do things like bet on the outcome of content, or, you know, maybe bet on the outcome of other people's bets, or we can figure it out. I think the world's kind of our oyster. And I really wanted to bring this to this crowd because I think the age is nigh when website parodies will be like as much a part of making an effective comedy project as the writing itself is. And I think part of this is making dumb prototypes like this is way easier with the advent of large language models and code assistance specifically. But part of it is also we are more and more speaking in the idiom of these interfaces, and that's more and more the thing that is difficult to name, and the thing that when you can like point at it and make a weird version of it or like a self-defeating version of it, I think that can work kind of like how I remember like Brass Eye or the Onion News Network working as parodies of 24-hour cable networks. I think what I see with the new InfoWars is partly a chance to like push the limits of the frame, and that can mean pushing the limits of the website that contains it. All right, I think I showed you all the features there. Let's see. That's a different presentation. Yeah, we don't have time for the other approach to like responding to these super dominant world-eating company personas. I think I'll just gloss it very quickly, which is like you can exaggerate them in the way we just saw with like a crazy version of the website, or what I see a lot happening in this crowd and in many similar such crowds is trying to find like alternative paradigms, like alternative metaphors for how could a website present itself that are not making fun of another website's follies, but are just trying to be like a better alternative version. And I think language models are a real flashpoint for this because they have so much investment partly and so much attention that there's a lot of invitation to see them as the be-all end-all and see the metaphor of the person as like, yeah, that's what we're building towards. We're building towards making the biggest, smartest guy that has ever existed. That's called AI, and it's inevitable. But I think, obviously, you guys are all attuned to alternatives to that, and I'm really inspired by Ted Chiang, who had this essay, ChatGPT is a blurry JPEG of the web, as one of the first really visible like counter narratives to, yeah, we're building smarter and smarter brains. I think it's really worth building things that still are language models or still are harnessing masses of data and masses of compute, but are putting them inside metaphors that like break away from the ones we're already getting bored of. So that's where I would leave you. And thank you so much, WordHack. Thanks, Todd. Let's bring on swtch.
Thank you so much. Let's give it up one more time for Jamie. And you can find Jamie's work at theonion.info and soon infowars.com. Our final presentation, really excited to welcome back swtch Telecommunications. That's Yufeng Zhao and Richard Lewei Huang, also joined by Jack Bidu remotely. These guys are some amazing technologists and archivists behind the influential Banner Depot 2000. They have lenticular stickers that change when you move. Come see them for some exciting stickers. Jack Bidu is a paper engineer who has worked with these two on some sort of project that will soon be revealed to us. Really excited to have Yufeng and Richard back. Always a delight when they are in town. Give it up for this crew of presenters.
Why is Yufeng not wearing a hat? It's too hot. Thanks, Todd. We always make our slides 4x3. If we're not presenting at WordHack, that's the aesthetic reason. But if we're at WordHack, it's actually pretty good because we can only see the middle. Let me adjust the window. You can't see the bottom. All right, let's get the bottom up. Good? It's too small. Okay, well, we'll try with this. Hi, WordHack. We are swtch telecommunications, and we make weird project that we connect different things to show weird outcomes. We're Richard Lewei Huang and Yufeng Zhao. This is a tech founder photo that we took at an installation show. We're really happy with this photo. And we're mostly our collective that's a dual, but and this art collective started in 2020 during COVID, where we literally made a switch to let people talk, a telephone switch. Here's our logo back then, to make people talk when they're having a acrylic barrier in between them when they're eating. We have this barrier thing in our school cafeteria back then. And later on, we made a few projects that salon our interest. File types airport is exploring the intersection of file extensions and airport codes. It's a whole map of all the overlapping letters when they appear. SQL is in the Bay Area. I don't need a website.us, it's my project, but I put it under switch's telecommunications because I think it's pretty appropriate. This is a collection of spam emails that you're gonna get if you register for a .us domain name. We register, I don't need a website.us, and we bought the domain two and a half years ago, which is about the time that we made our first WordHack appearance, and we received hundreds of spam emails after that. Because .us domain requires you to show your email and real address and phone numbers, and they'll, web designers, web design freelancers will actually email you. This is our first appearance in WordHack. It's been 2.5 years ago, and we presented a project called Banner Depot 2000. And for the 13-year anniversary of WordHack, we found some happy birthday and anniversary related banner ads from our archive. Okay.
All right. So let's just, for those of you who don't know, Banner Depot 2000 is a collection of late 90s, early 2000s banner ads that we collected from the Wayback Machine. Next slide. Banner Depot 2000 started as an outgrowth of my PhD research of printed internet directory books in the late 90s and early 2000s. So I don't know whether we have some of these books here. Where's the bag? So we can actually still pass these down. So in the late 90s, early 2000s, these are actual books that were published. Sometimes they are marketed as like atlases, guides, or yellow pages of the internet, where URLs are listed in different categories for users to browse. So since 2021, I have been collecting these kind of books published all over the world and see how the historical URLs in these books can be used for web archive research, as well as for creative purposes. So in 2022, 2023, I spent a lot of time downloading archive snapshots of these historical URLs from the Wayback Machine. And during my research, I realized that a lot of these archive web pages actually contain banner ads. So let's go back. OK, we're already here. So we built Banner Depot 2000, which was the largest collection of web banner ads, and which, to our knowledge, is the largest public available collection of historical web banner ads. And it also features a poetry maker that where you can make banner poems using the ads in the collection. So let's go to, yeah, OK. So and you can access part of the historical URL dataset at dir.pastinter.net, which I also presented during Open Projector, I think, about a year ago. And we have also published our entire banner dataset that's powering Banner Depot 2000, which is freely downloadable via Zenodo and also published on this journal of Open Humans Data. So next slide. And shout out to Jamie. Jamie was one of the first artists to reuse our dataset in his robot karaoke project. We'll be able to, we just heard from him. And over the years, we have done a number of remixes of our banner ad dataset. This is Click Here, which is an art installation that showcases banner ads containing the phrase "click here" in multiple languages. And this is Banner Wisdom 2000. Let's see if you can play it. Do we have sound? Okay. That's always the classic word hack experience.
Express it for what it is. Be spontaneous. When it comes to love, express it for what it is.
You can generate
Be
this really easily
spontaneous.
with our poetry maker.
So these are
Finding the right one. Show her you really love her. Love is eternal. Finding the right one. Show her you really love her. Love is eternal.
So okay. So as you can see, this is wisdom that you can get from banner ads. It's a video poetry installation that we also showcased at a venue in Seattle. Okay, and then
We made some stickers. We got these made in China. These are so cheap, and we're handing this off for free. I have all of these on my laptop, as you can see. We have all sorts of ads, and I'm making a new batch so that I can cover my entire laptop with different ones. And recently, we also made Banner Highway 01. This is a scroll to drive experience while you can read banner ads on the billboard. Yeah, I don't know what that one's about. We have 4 of these. That's the first poem. You will be able to see this at HTML review. Shout out to Max and Shelby.
is Max here today?
No. But yeah, check out their HTML review. This is Richard.
All right. Well, this is Jason Alexander, but I'll talk about him in a moment. So let's talk about the project we're going to present today. So around 2023, 2024, as one does, I was binge watching through Seinfeld, the quintessential New York City sitcom. Seinfeld totally beats Friends. If you don't agree with that, you should leave now. Okay, we all agree with that. Greatest TV show about nothing that's ever made. So for those of you who have not watched it, in Seinfeld, there's a character called, next slide, called Cosmo Kramer, right? And Kramer is always coming up with outlandish schemes, and one of his signature ideas in the show is to build a coffee table book of coffee tables. Next slide. Yeah, so the coffee table book of coffee tables is a book that, according to him, will feature the history of coffee tables and also celebrities and their coffee tables. And the beauty of the book is that if you don't have a coffee table, the book can turn into a coffee table, right? So next slide. So around the same time, our good friend Jap Idu, who is actually my college roommate, was getting his master's at NYU ITP, and also he was taking a paper engineering class at NYU ITP. And then also I at that time was still working on my historical web archive data set. And one thing I realized when collecting data for the banner ad project was that there were actually a lot of archived web pages with pop-up ads. So like that one. And then that led to our eureka moment. Why don't we make a pop-up book of pop-up ads featuring historical web pages, featuring historical pop-up ads appearing on historical web pages archived on the Wayback Machine. So we applied and got into a residency at the Media Archaeology Lab at the University of Colorado in Boulder. Let me do one plug for them. The Media Archaeology Lab is currently looking for new practitioners in residence for the upcoming 2026 to 2027 academic year. The application is due within a week. So if you have a project that can fit in the larger theme of creative misuse, you should really apply. They are really cool people, really cool venue. This is all three of us in Boulder, Colorado. You should announce this one.
One of the first things we noticed in the lab is that there's a 6.7 program that's in the login item of this Mac, and it reads out 6.7 every time you open the computer. And we found this out near 6.7.
So you know, everything just, you know, very appropriate. Very fortunate. So okay, let's talk. This side. So in order to make a pop-up book of pop-up ads, right? The first task is to identify which web pages had pop-up ads. So this is our workflow for. Can we go to workflow? Yes. Okay. This is our workflow for detecting pop-up ads. So first, we use an existing data set of more than 85,000 historical URLs that I've collected from these books. For each URL, we retrieve one representative snapshot and then load it using a headless Chrome controlled by Puppeteer. We screenshotted each pop-up window and then also their corresponding web page for reference, and then we manually reviewed all screenshots and pop-up windows to build theme collections of banner ads and not banner ads, pop-up ads, and also the web pages that contain them. It should be noted that this approach is actually limited by the fact that modern Chrome cannot parse legacy JavaScript code on some websites. Some websites will, you know, do like a user agent detection, and then the modern Chrome, modern Firefox will have like very different user agents that cannot be detected by, you know, JavaScript written 25 years ago. So these pop-ups can't actually pop. So we can only get like a limited set of pop-ups. However, given this limitation, among more than I think you are going too far. Among more than 77,000 representative snapshots, we were able to get more than 6,000 snapshots containing pop-up ads. So we ended up choosing two thematic collections of pop-up ads to be made into books. One is a collection of English language pop-up ads that ask their viewers to subscribe to their newsletters. The other is a collection of pop-up ads that appear on corporate websites of mainland Chinese businesses around the early 2000s. So another problem. Okay, next slide. Another problem that we had is that the screenshots taken using Playwright with Chrome isn't ideal because pop-ups are rendered in modern browsers. So you have, you know, modern widgets, modern window Chromes. So in order to get this kind of period-appropriate look and feel, I had installed like, I don't know, like 10 virtual machines on my on my computer just to generate proper screenshots using emulated browsers running on these virtual machines. So these are some of the pop-up ads that in our subscribe to our newsletter section. You have, you know, investor guide, Lucy talk. It's all about Lucy. DVD newsletters. Nurse thing, Java file mailing list. Okay, next slide. These are some of the ads, Chinese language ads in our Chinese small business collection. Okay, and then go ahead. These are some of the Chinese language web pages containing these ads. I think these are just these just look, you know, very early 2000s, very neat. All right, so. Without further ado, I'm going to give it to Jappy Du to introduce the paper engineering process.
for us?
He's probably on a lag. Oh, good.
Oh, wow. Jack, you're on.
Your face is big.
Yeah, so that's actually, yeah, that's okay. I'm going to share my screen very soon. Let me pause on stream so I'm not hearing myself. Yeah, I'm glad it's yeah, I'm glad the timing is pretty nice. Like it's real time, so I actually see my see when it's my turn. Let me share my screen so my face is not as big. Share my screen over here. There we go. So I'm Jack. I'm gonna. By the way, well, I guess it doesn't make sense to turn on audio for you because I might hear echo. Just so you know, I don't really see anybody or hear anything. But let me know if there's anything that comes up, and hopefully everyone hear me all right. So I'm Jack. I'm an artist and coder, and in this particular project, I'm mostly serving as the paper engineer. And first, I want to share a couple of projects to kind of share a little bit background about myself. So when I first saw the database that published by Richard and Yufeng of the web banner ads, I really want to make something with that database. So I made a website that generates and synthesize non-existent banner ads that serves you nothing but those banner ads based on the database that Yufeng and Richard published. So it's it's yeah, it's generating a lot of random banner ads, and then that's the only thing it shows you. But then often my project doesn't just stop at the screen. I would then later print them out with risograph printing and export them as risograph posters. And also I use P5 a lot. I write a lot of code in P5, and then sometimes I use a pen plotter to draw them or plot them on the on paper. And again, I show them as posters eventually. And also another project I do was a series of drawing robots, and then I use robots to really draw very simple things. For instance, in this case, it's really just drawing a circle, but it takes like 2-3 hours to draw the circle. So really just using technology and code to do something simple, but really focus on that process to achieve like interesting and weird results sometimes. So last year at WordHack, I actually showed a project of paper cutting, which was a tool that lets you like virtually cut paper in a browser, and then instead of cutting real paper. But then that tool really helped. I did a lot of workshop, and I'm glad to see that people have been using the tool to cut various things, including like portraits. So with that background, I used last year when I was presenting, or really for the most part of my career, I was really thinking about all these. The reason why all these are connected together was because of my love for code. But one thing I also noticed, especially when I was working on the paper cutting project, is I also have this love for paper, because all these things eventually I don't keep them on the screen. I eventually present them in the format of paper. So that's why when Richard first bring up this idea of creating a pop-up book of pop-up ads, on that same day, I asked Richard, please just share some photos. I mean, we were in the same room. I asked him to share some example of pop-up ads, and I made a prototype instantly. And then one thing you'll notice in this early prototype is because I really wanted the pop-up to pop, like I had a really long sport that's kind of ugly that in a way. And then in another earlier prototype, I reduced the length a little bit, but it doesn't feel it pops as much. And also the legs or the sports are still kind of in the way. So that's the prototypes that was done like in early 2024. And then finally, after we got this residency when we were, in CU Boulder, and I spent a lot of time studying more about this particular mechanism called V-fold for the pop-up. Essentially, I was using two V-folds to very similar mechanism, but two in parallel so that it can support a piece of paper, which is a pop-up. And then after many I wish I had the photos or of the prototypes, but after many of the prototypes, then this is the version that we come up with. So this ended up being a version that's relatively easy to install, and also so you can see that it actually provides quite a good elevation. And then on the front side, the good thing is you don't really see the sports. So you really feel like the pop-up is popping up, or it's elevated, like floating. But of course, in order to make the two books that we've made, and also for the many books that we might make in the future, it will be tedious if I have to measure and calculate everything. And then being a coder and creative technologist ourselves, I built this tool to help us make this book. And of course, it's open source. And then now you can also, if you want to make a similar style pop-up, now you can use this tool to make the same thing. So I'm going to do a quick demo of this tool. Let me switch to a different screen, share my screen. I think it should be this one. Okay, I hope you can still see my screen. So this is a small tool that I built so that we can easily create pop-ups. So this is a basic interface. You can either drag the images in there, or you can click and choose the image. I'm going to choose a background. The B are the backgrounds. And then let's choose a foreground. Actually, I don't remember which B I picked. I'll just choose a. This is a bit small. Maybe I'll pick one of the. Let me pick one of the bigger ones, just a little easier to see. So, okay, apparently I clicked the wrong thing. So this one background, this one foreground. It's a decent size. So by default, if you just choose images, and then there's a menu, and then you can just save as a PDF. So that's the only thing really you need to do, and then you can print it out and cut based on the guides, and then you can try to assemble the pop-up, and you'll see that there are those small guides that shows you both the direction of how you are supposed to install the supports. And then this is a pop-up that you can then follow and cut out. And then these supports are named. They are named because if you're making one, you will be fine. But if you are like us and making a whole book with many pop-ups, you want to make sure that after you cut the supports, you can actually match them. So they're all named, so you can, based on the file name, you can then find out which support is for which. And these are the basic settings, and you can adjust the size a little bit, or different kind of scale. By default, it's the same scale, but maybe you want to make your pop-up a little bit larger. You have the option to do that. And then, of course, different kind of export. You can export as DXF or SVG if you want to use laser cutting to help with some of your cutting. And then, of course, there are advanced settings where you can really fine-tune some of the settings. And if you format based on this custom format of using B for background, using F for foreground, then you can choose all your files together. I'm going to choose all my files. I load all 20 images. And then let me hide this. I'm trying to use a smaller screen. So you can loop through, you can preview all your pop-ups. And then I think then there's a really nice feature that you can turn on, which is to turn on the group scores. So now when you save as PDF, you'll see all your pop-ups, individual background, foreground, the website, and pop-ups. And then in the end, it will group all the sports. So you can cut out the sport with laser cutter or by hand much more efficiently. And then assemble them. Again, they are labeled with the name as well as the arrows to really help you guide where you are supposed to install them. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. So again, this is free. You all can check if you want to make your own pop-up for this particular style. Then you can check out the website and then make your own pop-up. Okay, I think that's it.
Thank you,
That's it
Jack.
for me. I just want to thank Todd for having me and also for letting me do it remotely. And I'll give it back to you, Phone and Richard.
Thank you, Jack. Okay.
By the way, I'm not hearing you.
I'll mute you, Jack. I'm
Hello,
sorry.
you phone?
You're good. So that's the pop-up mechanism. Once Richard gave me all these collections of English newsletters and Chinese companies, and I make a curation in Figma, and here's the final sequence that we came up with. Oh, I also designed the table of content. We format the Chinese company by its geolocation, so it's roughly from north to south, from Beijing. Oh, some of these are good. Oh, this is our second collection, newsletters. This is obviously inspired by Outlook 5.
Outlook Express.
Outlook Express 5. And the table of content is made of Inbox. How to do just about everything. The Natural Handyman, ADHD News, KeepKidsHealthy.com, Lucy Talk, Ask the Makeup Diva, Writing Markets, the Literature Network. Okay, and after choosing the inner content of the books, and I was designing the cover for this, at that point, for some reason, we decided to do a hot cover. So we need a spine, and I'm doing all these design in Figma. Ask me how that feels like, and I'm pretty good at it, unfortunately. And I designed a tiling because we plan to make multiples. Like after the first two iterations, we want to do more books. So I want to come up with a visual language that carries throughout the series. This is the tile that we're using for all the covers. And for designing the covers, I got some inspirations from Chinese textbooks. And it looks like this. Made a mistake in Figma. I'm gonna fix it right now because yeah, you're not seeing these. Imagine you're seeing these, but it's this. So I put a lot of logos of Outlook and word art. Outlook Express for this cover. And we also have an appendix, and Richard can explain about this. This is in the appendix. We talk about we have 10 pop-up ads and windows for each book, and we talk about the temporal coherence of the source window being archived, the timestamp of that, and the timestamp of the pop-up ads, because sometimes you're time traveling when you're using a Wayback Machine, and if you want to read the fine print, this is. I'm not gonna read this, but I'll hand you the books and you can read it. This is how it looks like. This is pop-up last modified, window archive date, pop-up archive date. This is, yeah. And also did this in Figma, hellish. And we did it in the Media Archaeology Lab. I had a 3D scanner thing, and maybe I'll show it.
Sorry? That's a Gaussian splat.
That's a Gaussian splat. And it's not playing. Okay, we're short on time. I can show you later. So we're working with this tiny printer that the lab has. It's like a good computer lab and don't have a ton of printing facilities. So we print the inner signatures on letter size paper that we bought on this tiny printer, and we print all the rest for the covers and all the stuff on at a Staples nearby, for free. Thank this anonymous employee for giving us free print. So we have this cover for the outside because it's a hot cover, so it has a spine, it has some slack between the spine and the cover. But what about the inside of the cover? We want to ground this window on a computer screen. So we're thinking, well, we have a gorgeous Trinitron display in the Media Archaeology Lab, and we're taking pictures of this, and we want to just print the screen at the inside of the cover. But the problem is, when you count in the spine, it's no longer 4x3 anymore, because you need to print it on the spine. So I made a little tool so that you can stretch screen-like things while maintaining certain icons. You can select those icons to protect them, so it will stay proportional. The same application can be used to make iPhone 20. Play. So much trouble with video. Yes. And here's it printed out. It's kind of dirty because we mess up with the glues and play video. Play. Yay. And then when you put the pop-up on top of it, ooh. We end up not gluing this because we realized that to make a perfect pop-up, you need to really calculate the spine width with your signature width. And we kind of mess it up. We realized in our first batch, which is the batch that we left at Media Archaeology Lab, but for the one that we brought today, we didn't glue it, so you can see it in full glory. It will lay flat. This is 2 copies. We made 4 copies, and you got to see 2 copies. And I'll insert the flip video. You kind of already seen this? Oh, it has to be odd. Ooh. Yeah. So I'm gonna hand out those books and.
Be very, very careful.
Yeah, the signature inside is not glued.
These are insured at Lloyd's of London, so. Yeah.
And here's the Chinese company. Play. We're definitely making more of these. This is our context. I think we're short on time. We'll definitely, absolutely post the full documentation and all the tools that we use on our website.
If you run like a same bookstore that want to, carry this, tell us how to pre-order. Well, we don't have it yet.
Yeah.
Follow us on all our socials, and these are Instagram accounts, and we'll post updates.
Let us know if you want any stickers. Yeah.
All right. Let's just say, thank you so much, WordHack, and happy birthday. Hope you all have a great night. Yay!
Wow, what a show. Give it up for Richard and Yufeng and Jack. Oh, man, so amazing. I honestly can't believe you're letting us pass 2 of your 4 pop-up books through an audience full of strangers, but it gives me great pride, the trust that can be placed in the audience here at WordHack, that these priceless collections of pop-up book advertisements can be shuttled throughout the crowd. This has been our show. Let's give it up for all our presenters this evening. If this is your first time here, I hope you will come back. We're here the 3rd Thursday of every month. Our next show is going to be on a Thursday, August 20th. And we're going to have Nick Montfort and Mara Brewer and one more person, TBD. It's going to be a really great show. If you're thinking about a project you could finish for the Open Projector, you should strongly consider doing that and showing something on the Open Projector. It's been such a blast spending the evening with you this evening. Please check out those pop-up books. Shouts out to our audience online. Thank you, Dwayne Reed and Amelia and Tiki and Gadavoy. And thank you, Rhodey in the booth, Ryan at the bar, and Chantal at the door. Give it up for everyone. Goodbye.